Well, hello there. Welcome to the Dana Spencer pre show where we talk about solving problems, building relationships, quitting corporate, and the freedom to walk in our God given purpose. So, what's up? How we feeling? I'm recording a little bit later today. Had a couple errands to run this morning, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't go on the pre-show." So here I am, a little bit later. So, how we feeling? And I was asking myself just today, like, when are we going live? So we're like pre-show, 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 but got to get some recordings underneath my belt. I have several people who I want to interview. I'm super excited about that. Just have to reach out to them and schedule them. And I know you are going to love the information that they are going to drop about investing in real estate. So today we're going to double click into building relationships. So, do you have to like people in order to invest in real estate? Go ahead and drop a comment as to what you think. Because, I'll talk a lot about building relationships and the importance of having a team, the importance of, having a good general contractor and an investor friendly real estate agent and a security team and a property manager and attorneys and accountants and electricians and plumbers and all these people that you are going to need to build relationships with, or depending on where you are in the spectrum of the flight attendant, will really depend on whether you look at these relationships as more of strategic partnerships and not relationships. Because depending on where you are, you're like, the thought of having to build these relationships probably makes you sick to your stomach. So it really just depends on that. Because remember, the flight attendant is your behavioral preference as it relates to interacting and influencing people. And so this week, I have had conversations with like two different people who are like, I don't really like people. I don't like to network. I don't like to have conversations with people. And so there's really this wide spectrum. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. There's really this wide spectrum of where you potentially are as it relates to how you feel about interacting and influencing people. So look at all of these different words. It goes from, being introverted and reserved and introspective. Chances are soft spoken. Chances are if you are here in this spectrum that you really don't like working with people. Like you would prefer to be in a corner with your spreadsheet and someone giving you the work to do, and you don't want to have to deal with people. Whereas if you're up here, inspiring, energetic, optimistic, expressive, like you love people, people give you energy and you are all about people. Like you don't meet a stranger, that kind of thing. And so is that it just depends. Well, for me personally, um, it depends. It depends on where I'm at. It depends on my mood. And I want to talk about that as well, as we have got to learn how to control our emotions. And so as women, we tend to be emotional creatures. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, I wonder if that's why real estate has kind of been considered, a male dominated area. And so I'm wondering if it is because of women, how we tend to not be in control of our emotions. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and shout out to Donnie Wiggins. She was asking her guests, what are some good qualities in a woman, this, that, and the other. And he said, a woman that can control her emotions. Wow. So when we think about investing in real estate, we have to be able to control our emotions, because a real estate can be emotional. Just think about if you were to go to an auction, and before going to an auction, you would want to go ahead and do your research and have this dollar amount as to, okay, I ran my numbers. I cannot pay more than, let's say it's $50,000. you can't pay more than $50,000 for this property in order for it to be a good deal for you. Because just think about the auctions, you can't see inside those properties. And so you're going to have to really do a good job with analyzing and what's going to be the after repaired value and that kind of thing. So if you go into the auction and you can imagine, your adrenaline's flowing and you're bidding, and if you don't have that limit, you can get very emotional and come out of there with a bad deal. So in real estate, especially, and then in life in general, as women, as people, we especially have to learn how to control our emotions. So how do we do that? How do we learn to control our emotions? Well, I know whoever they are, say that we shouldn't talk to ourselves, right? There was always that phrase of, you can say something out loud, but don't answer yourself. You can talk to yourself, but don't answer yourself. Well, I disagree with that. I believe that you should talk to yourself, ask yourself questions, and answer them. For example, when you think about investing in real estate, and like I've told you before, when times get hard, there are going to be some hard situations that will come up. If you haven't had any hard situations to come up when you're investing in real estate, yay, you, kudos, keep on going. But when those hard situations come up, do you stay and handle the problem, or do you run away from the situation? Well, investing in real estate has helped me to become self-aware, and it helped me to realize, as well as with the assessment, that I take flight. Like, if once things get hard, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to quit. I'm like, no, and I pivot. That's the new quitting, right? Oh, I'm just pivoting, right? And so for me personally, there have been some situations that have come up where I have to ask myself, Dana, are you running from the situation? And then I'll have to think and say, oh, you are. So if I am, that means let's stay around and figure out the problem and get to the solution. Because I'm always talking about solutions. So we have to look at this in every area of our lives. Stay around so that you can get the solution. And then you have to ask yourself things like, am I in my feelings? Are these the facts, or am I in my feelings? Like, these are legitimate questions that we need to ask ourselves. So if I ask myself, am I in my feelings, or am I looking at the facts? Then if you are in your feelings, like, okay, let me just look at the facts and allow the facts to dictate your next action. Allow the facts to dictate your next action so that you are not operating in your feelings. Because in life in general, especially in real estate as well, we cannot operate in our feelings. Think about when you're placing almost said bets on deals, when you are putting in an offer. Oh, I completely was like, what word am I looking for? If you're putting in an offer, you cannot be so attached to this particular property that you get frustrated because you didn't get the property. You cannot get in your feelings. You have to realize that you're going to make several offers until you get to that deal that is for you. What God has for you, it is for you. And you have to believe that. And it's going into a little bit of the Sunday school series that we're doing at Shawnee Baptist Church. Shout out to Shawnee Baptist Church on the Red Sea rules. And what the first rule is that where you are is where God wants you to be, like where you are. And sometimes you're like, well, the Red Sea, like, God led them. So just come to my class, Shawnee Baptist Church. If you're local, go ahead and do that. 2214 Bank Street, 10 a.m. on Sundays. And so ask yourself important questions, and then honestly answer yourself. I feel like a lot of times we are not honest with ourselves. You have to be honest with yourself when you are asking yourself these questions, because that's the only way you're going to get to the truth. Jesus asked a lot of questions. He asked questions of his disciples. What do questions do? They help you to get to the truth. So in terms of investing in real estate, if you do not like people, what's the solution? Well, you have to realize that you are going to need other people in order to invest in real estate. So if you're at a networking event, you have to say, I am going to talk to 3 people at this event. So when you go to these events, you don't have to try and talk to everybody in the room. You just don't. But definitely have a goal for the networking event. Okay, I need to meet 3 real estate agents. If it's like, NARAB meeting or something like that, have a plan so that you achieve the reason why you went to said event. So definitely have an agenda. And another thing that I would say is, it's funny about going to networking events. I prefer to go by myself. And here's why. And I had my accounting, shout out to my accountant. She was like, you be everywhere by yourself. So here's why I like to go to networking events by myself. If I go to a networking event with somebody else, then I just talk to that person that I came with or that I'm meeting there. But if I don't know anybody that's going to be there, then it forces me to meet other people. That's a little bit of a hack for you, because if you don't like meeting people, then you are going to have to do something different. You can play, there's other tricks. I heard somebody else say this. So, talk to everybody who has on a purple shirt, or, make it a game, because you need people, especially if you're going to start investing in real estate. So, the answer is yes. Yes, you do need, you don't have to like the people, but that helps. But know that you must have the strategic partners in order to have the team of people that are going to help you to be successful. So once again, I want to show you my real estate investing free 5-day mini series. On day 5, it's the 5 strategic partners that you're going to need in order to get started investing in real estate. So go ahead and scan the barcode and sign up for that series. I did that series especially for you. It was super fun, but I don't want it to just sit on my shelf. I want it to come out to you. So definitely click the barcode, scan the barcode, and sign up for my 5-day mini series. So that's all I got for you today. Do you need to build relationships in order to get started investing in real estate? Yes, you do. And if you don't like people, think about it as strategic partnerships, so that you have the people in your Rolodex. That's an old term. You have the people in your cell phone that you are able to contact, because, and I've said this before, why is a busy contractor going to call you back? It's relationships. Like, if you're just another missed call, if you're just another text message, that's why it's so important for you to get out and meet people, because a face-to-face interaction goes further than, like I said, a missed call or another text message. So, and that's not where you want to be. So definitely challenge yourself. There's all kinds of meetups. There's all kinds of events. Definitely get involved in your local real estate investors association. And when you go to those meetings, sit at the table with someone else. Don't sit by yourself. And chances are that person is going to strum up a question with you, and then you can answer the question and just start exercising this muscle. It's like when you first go to the gym, when you are doing the ball toss. So real quick, and I'll let you go. So I do this with a 18-pound ball, and I'm throwing it against the wall. And so when I was doing this yesterday, I was like, did I accidentally get the 16-pounder? Because it felt really light. So I looked at it, I'm like, well, yeah, it is the 18-pounder. So because I'm exercising the muscle and I'm doing it more and more, so then it's going to feel lighter. The same is true with building those relationships. The more you start exercising that muscle, the more you'll get comfortable with building those relationships. And pretty soon you'll have the strategic team that you need in order to get started investing in real estate. So I'm Dana Spencer. I'm super excited that you joined in. Go ahead and give me a like, or go over to my website, CoachDanaSpencer.com. Sign up for my checklist in order to know exactly what you need to take to go to the bank, and if you're ready to get pre-qualified. Or I have the 8 steps to stop living paycheck to paycheck. If you're not quite ready to get started investing in real estate, go ahead and get those 8 tips so that you can put those into practice, so that you can own property in 2023 or 2024. Just make a goal, set a goal, and let's make it happen for you. So until next time, I'm out.